Hello everyone, and welcome back. So you may be saying, oh cool, Anno Londo, let's do it. But, nope, afraid not. Sorry to disappoint there, but no, there are some things we need to do. These are things that will make the boss fight for this area much easier. And that's kind of what this guide is about, is making things a little easy on you through the SL1 run. And it's also stuff we'll have to do eventually anyways. So now's a good time to do it. We mostly came to Sen's Fortress to get the gold serpent ring. But finishing Sen's Fortress was just a matter of due diligence. We were here, we could do it. But there's really some things we want to wrap up down near Firelink and that sort of area. So take the shortcut back down. There's this lizard man here, but if you just run to the right and keep going, he won't bother you. So go to Firelink and let's head back up to this area. Now, someone told me there was a staircase that connects back up to here, so you can do this in one run without getting the key prior. But I don't see it, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, I don't know. But we're going to go back to the asylum. We're going to get our slab so we can get a +5 lightning club. These guys are actually pretty dangerous and quite a pain. Watch out for stray fireballs. But just keep your shield up, try not to let them all get to you at once. And you'll be fine. There are two of these guys in here. Take them out, whatevs. Now, before you fight the stray demon, you're gonna want to kill these guys. Because if you jump down the hole without killing them, they can actually follow you down. And they can make that fight kind of tricky. Now, I messed this up here. You're gonna want to roll the second you hit the ground. Perform that roll trick so you don't get caught in this blast. I still managed to get out of there quick enough, but you're going to want to roll right at him. So this guy's pretty straightforward. Just try to stay behind him. That butt pound has a very, very long lingering time. You don't want to get close. As long as there's fog and smoke from the hit, you shouldn't really approach him. You'll note there he bled. The club does have bleeding on it. So that's actually super useful. But it's pretty straightforward. Give him a smack, he'll do a move, run away, run in, and do a running attack. The running attack is the biggest bang for your buck as far as time spent and ability to get out after hitting him. Now, if you can, you might want to lure him away from the wall a little bit. He was far enough away where I was pretty comfortable with it, and so we'll speed things along. The fight does take a little while, but as long as you back off when he does his magic bursts, you'll be just fine. But get one, maximum 2 hits in before turning around. This fight's really easy as long as you don't get cocky. That's the biggest mistake most players make with Asylum-type enemies. Asylum demon-type enemies. They get cocky and then they get smushed by a one-shot butt pound or some such. So over here we're also going to get the doll to go into the painted world, and there's this knight who also drops red chunks. Now, of course, these guys very weak to backstabs. They're very weak to parrying. And they're very weak to chain backstabs. Booty smack. Getting the signature quad booty smack in. It's my signature move. Then you're going to want to run back up. You guys know this level? We've been here before. Then take the door on the right. This is where we will find our old friend, who we murdered immediately when we saw him. You can use this boulder if you want. It doesn't really hurt him, but it's kind of fun to do. I'm sorry, friend. Oh no. Don't forget, where are you going, Toto? Where are you going? There you go. A sentiment to remember him by. That's not the right word, but we'll go with it. Alright, speed through these guys. I was playing around here with the fire orb range. I was thinking, what if you free aim? But it's, as I kind of suspected, the fireballs actually detonate at the same distance. So the maximum lock on distance is about where they detonate regardless. So you don't really get a benefit from free aiming those. It'd be really cool if you did, if fireballs would just go till they hit something. I don't know what that would do for balance. I wouldn't think it would affect balance that much. And it'd be really cool if you could, like, do strikes, like long-distance strikes by, like, arcing fireballs. Do mortar bombings on areas. That'd be kind of cool. I guess that could be a little OP. There's, the crow you can trade with on the right there. Nothing to trade just yet, though. Good old Snuggly. Snuggly, warm, and fuzzy. And I used the souls from the Stray Demon to get my Pyro Flame up. At this point, I also had some large shards, so I got my shield upgraded. And I did my armor as well, because there's a little bit left over. And so you're going to want to head to the forest and run along the left here, kind of like you're doing the farming run. Just kind of stay out of trouble. This guy will go right, swing back, just keep running. And as soon as you get in here, talk to Alvina. Because she'll actually de-aggro those guys. Say yes to both her questions and join the Covenant. Be careful with that too. If you say no, then you have to request absolution for her to let you join. So that can be a huge pain. We're going to want to grab the stone armor as an option for later. But another big thing we'll grab here is we're going to push this ninja off the cliff for his ring. This is also an acceptable ring to replace the wolf ring with. I am, of course, talking about the ninja flips. So you can push him off, get the ring, and then you can homeward bone right out without risking dying. And at this point, you're going to want to do some organizing. Everything you're not using, put into the bottomless box except for the stone armor. Because there's an option later where we'll want to be able to equip it very quickly. So you can see here that I don't have to go far to equip it. So that might come in handy. I provided a better option, but I'm just trying to show a couple different options here. So you're going to want to upgrade your crossbow, because we're heading down to New Londo, and there's a little trick we're going to use with the crossbow. When you get to the bottom, send the elevator back up. You should pretty much always do that when going through this area, because very rarely do you ever use that elevator to go up. So it can be a pain if you want to bring it back down. You gotta wait, it's a very long elevator. So make your way along here. You can pass right or left. Right's actually probably a little safer, but you should be able to make it through just fine. Now, this window over here, you can actually roll out this. If you do it and get it just right, you can roll out that window, and it's a little shortcut. It can make things easier on you. But I tried it a couple times here, and it wasn't working out for me. Tried to escape and got snagged. But that is an option, and it actually works for me a lot of the time. Couldn't get it to work this time, though. I decided to give it one more try, and if it fails, this is how you should really do it. Go in, try it once. If it fails, that's fine, because now the ghosts have gotten out of the doorway, and that allows you to go through. So it's actually a good delay tactic to give you time to get through that doorway. And so just run down here and go through the fog. Then run up, careful not to fall off, and knock the ladder down. I say careful not to fall off because that's a fairly thin stairway and you don't really see it coming because you're going right through the fog. Now you're going to want to actually go down on these stairs a little bit more, you'll see, but I'm equipping my crossbow and the bow because we're going to use our little aiming trick, which is pretty cool. I really like this trick. I actually came up with that. I've never heard of this before, so I'm so proud. It's my little baby, my trick. But here you go. So there's Ingward, and we're going to shoot him with a crossbow from down here. Normally very hard to do. In fact, I remember doing this on a different playthrough, and I could never seem to get the crossbow to shoot high enough. But with the bow for targeting, you can do it just fine. You're going to want to aim lower rather than higher. If you headshot him, there's a chance that, well, when you headshot people, it pushes them back. And so there's a chance that he'll actually get pushed back too far for you to hit him anymore. And then you have to run up there. Now, if you run up there, you'll want to run in that building, and I haven't showed it since I actually did kill him here. And you should be able to as well, but if you do headshot him by accident, and he's no longer shootable from there, run through that door, run into the room on the right, and then there's a doorway on the left, run in there. Just keep running the whole way through, and you'll see like a fireplace, there's a ladder in there. Go onto the ladder. While you're climbing it, switch on as much of the stone armor as you can. While you're climbing the ladder, there are ghosts that will attack you. And if you don't have really good armor, it can actually pretty easily kill you. Especially at soul level 1. But it's doable with that armor. So if you mess it up, there's your way out. We have the stone armor. Was easily able to grab that when we got the ring too. So it's definitely a worthwhile trip to make. And you're going to want to actually homeward bone out. We could go down, but that's actually a bad way to approach it. If you die down there, you have to either go through all of that again, or go through Valley of the Drakes to get your bloodstain back. Because we're going to want to pop a humanity for this farming. And if you die, you're going to want to get that humanity back. And so going this way makes it a lot easier to recover. Now, I'm going to grab this Firekeeper soul. If you watch the retcon I did on part 1, then you know that you can get this right at the start of the game, and that's the easiest way to do it. But for the actual consistent playthrough, I don't have it yet. This can also be done at any time where you don't have any amount of souls or humanity that you're worried about losing. It's easiest to just run in there and then jump off the cliff. Then you don't have to worry about fighting these guys. But leap attacks are very effective on these guys. As you can see, pretty easily hits more than one. Watch out for that attack where they stretch the arms out, because as you can see, they hook those blades behind you, and so it actually goes around your shield. But here's our last Firekeeper soul that we're going to have for most of the playthrough. We'll grab another one in Dukes, but a +3 Estus Flask will heal you all the way, almost, at soul level 1. Unless you're like a sliver away from being dead. So Darkwraiths are very easy, but they're also very hazardous. Now, I forgot to put my ring and my humanity on. I'll remember after this guy. But it's hazardous because they can stun lock you very easily. In fact, if they hit you once, there's a very good chance they're going to hit you again and again, and that's enough to kill you. And we can't wear the wolf ring because we're going to have the gold serpent ring on. And so we are able to get stun locked right now. Some of you may prefer to equip that stone armor in case, so you don't get stun locked. But they're pretty easy, like I said. As long as you're blocking them and don't actually let them connect with that hit. With the Balder shield at +8, you could put it up to +10 too and be even better. But at +8, I was never really in danger of them breaking my guard. So keep that shield up. Keep circling around them. Just go for the backstabs. Don't risk normal engagement, because that's almost always going to come back to hurt you. Now, there's one in here. Only get about this far and wait to hear his footsteps. He'll come running after you. There's a second one in there, so that's why you don't want to go very far. Because you do not want to fight two of these guys at the same time, not with a +10 club. You could also switch to two-hand if you're feeling confident. That'd probably kill him in just 2 plain backstabs. And you won't have to finish him off with another attack. Got 2 chunks from that one. That was very nice. Now, this guy, he'll follow you out to that doorway, and he can't actually go through it. These ghosts can complicate things a little bit. But just kind of stay back, stay cautious, and you'll be just fine. If you two-hand your weapon there, you can kill him in one hit with a leap attack. But pretty much all of these guys' attacks will go over you. Except for those goobers. Watch out for the goobers. They'll slow you down and slowly hurt you over time. But that's the only thing. As long as you stay down on this level, even up right next to him there, he can't hit you with, I don't think, any attack except the goober one. These damn ghosts. Fire is very effective on these guys. They have a lot of health and a lot of defense, but fire does the trick pretty well. So have your combustions on you. They also drop 5,000 souls, which is really nice. Those ghosts drop transient curses like they're going out of style. I'm so clever with my original sayings. Ghost out of nowhere. Watch out for those guys. They will sneak up on you. But no biggie, we got a million transient curses. And don't forget to grab this chunk. You guys are worried. You thought I forgot. Nope, I got it. And then go to the far right corner and grab the other one. Take the ghost out. Combustion, also good. There is another Darkwraith that I think actually a lot of people forget. He's hiding out over in this little corner. There are ghosts out here that I think will still come after you. So bring them back in here to fight him. And then head back out this way and follow it around. Walk in slowly. There are some baddies in here. So walk in slowly, wait for that one to see you, and then get out of there. So you don't risk a double engagement. Which I hear can get pretty vivid. But this guy... So you're going to want to run to that point or so and back. Get the attention of the Darkwraith on the left there. And you'll want to be extra careful, because this one in particular is super badass. Badass, but not very good. And he also likes to run around in circles. He's whimsical like that. But he's a good friend of mine. Don't be too harsh on him. When you see him, tell him I said hi. So, there's probably bound to be a couple of these things out. Keep your distance while you detonate them, because these guys have huge range. Look at this. Wow, look at those long hits. So be very careful and don't underestimate their range. They can hit you from across the planet. But bait him out here. He'll slowly follow you out. And so fighting him this way, you can get the same terrain advantage. He won't follow you through the doorway, and you can dodge his attacks by going down a little bit. And there we go. That's the last one in this area. They do not respawn. I wish they did, because you could get 10,000 souls each run. You'll notice that we are really racking up the souls on this run. Darkwraiths are worth a good amount, and those big goober guys, 5,000 each. Chunk and a Dark Hand. Oh yeah. We're going to be Darkwraith, so having two can actually be kind of fun. When we become a Darkwraith, we'll get one for free. We'll have one given to us. But having two can be comical. So run up here, grab the shiny, and run all the way over here. And then up, because we're going to grab the very large ember. And do not walk behind this, because it will scare the pants off you. That scared me so much when it happened. Sorry about this creeper. I was looking around, I was afraid that she was gonna follow me down or shoot lightning at me. By she, I mean the female ghosts that... I think there's two of them in this area. They shoot lightning and scream at you and make you pee yourself. So there's one more in here, take him out. One more down here, take him out. You can always lure them into a bigger area if you're worried about fighting them in these kind of close quarters. And homeward bone out. And that's going to do it for now. So we've got everything we need for our lightning club. And so that's really going to help out. So when we go back to Anor Londo, there won't be any question of whether or not we can get our weapon all the way up. And do my Estus here. So next up, we're going to wrap up a couple more things down here. Going to take another trip to Blighttown, actually. And you guys will see. We're going to hit the Great Hollow, pick up some good stuff there as well. So some good stuff coming up. Remember to like and favorite if you want to support the series, and I'll see you guys next time.